Welcome to Testing AI. In this channel, I break down different AI tools and keep you up to date with the AI world. If you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe.
Hello everybody. In today's video, I'm going to go over one of my favorite features of Leonardo AI, which is the AI Canvas or its image editor. As you might have seen, I've done quite a lot of tutorials on AI art tools. I think this is going to be one of my favorite ones. Before I get started, I wanted to mention a couple of things. If you don't have a Leonardo AI account yet, make sure to go to my first video where I mention all the steps to get early access. The second thing is this video might be slightly longer because there's a lot of aspects to cover about the AI Canvas and I want to make sure you get all the information you need. You already know I like my female alchemists, and for today's video I'm going to use one of these 4 generations that I created. Let me go for the blonde one. So if you hover over the image, you're going to see this option right here called Edit in Canvas. This option is also available for any of the images you see in the community feed. Now you can go ahead and click Edit in Canvas. It's going to bring you to the AI image editor page, which is also called Canvas. So you're going to see a lot of options here, and I'm going to go over all the options in details. You're going to find the timestamps of each of the section marked in the description below. Alright, so before you get started, you have to make sure that your frame is set right. For that, you can either use this zoom out button, which will provide you more space around the image, or you can zoom in to go more intricate on the specific details of the image. You can also use your mouse or touchpad to zoom out in smaller amounts like this. So you might ask me, why do I need to zoom out? I have already created the image using my prompt. That is actually false. So this is a female alchemist and she is in this lab of some sort, but you don't see the rest of the lab and you don't know what that looks like. Luckily for you, you can generate this entire lab according to your needs and expand this image in all directions, and that is why this feature is so cool. Alright, if you click and select this square grid, you can see that you can move this around. This actually lets you expand the picture in any direction you want. The dimensions of this square grid is actually 704 by 704. You can change this around, but I'll get to it later. So if you keep this square right here and set it in place, now you have the option to expand on this image on the right side. What you can do is to just type a prompt. Let me say another lantern. And I'm going to click generate. You also see her hand is not complete on the right. And just like that, the scene now gets expanded on the right side using 2 lanterns, because I mentioned that in the prompt. Now for that generation, I had 2 selected here, so it gives me 2 options to choose from. Let me see the second one. So this is not that good, but this one is much more relevant to this picture. So I'm going to keep it at that and say accept. Now if I want to move this whole image a little bit on the left so I can get more space here, I can just click on this pan here, and now it's going to move everything to the left. I can go back here and click select, but this time I'm going to move this grid on the other side. Make sure to have some overlap here, and I'll explain you why in a bit. This time let me change the prompt to plants. Now let me click generate. Isn't this really cool? So now you have this alchemist in this lab, and there's a beautiful plant on her left side, and there's some beautiful sunlight coming from the window. Let me see what the second option is. So this is a different option of plants, but I like the first one better, so I'm going to keep it at this. And now I'm going to click accept. Let me move the image a bit lower. Now I'm going to click this button here and move this about here. Now I want to show you what happens if you don't have some overlap. So this is a decent amount of overlap to the original picture. If you do this and mention plants, what happens is, since this picture is not connected to the original picture, it does not expand upon it. It is just an independent generation of plants which is not related to this picture. So it's very important to have a decent amount of overlap with the original picture. So I'm going to click cancel here and do more overlap, like up to here, and I'm going to say window. You can also add a negative prompt right here on that window. So if you want a window with nothing red in it, you can add that as negative prompt. And I'm going to click generate again. Now, so this alchemist lab has this beautiful garden outside and this window with sunlight coming in. Let me check the second option for a second. Oh, interesting, there's some creature outside. Let me keep the first one. I like this one more. I'm going to click accept. Now you see how you can add more and more details on this image with more expansion. As the image gets bigger, you might need to do this, and now you see how it looks from a distance. Alright, the next thing to mention here is every expansion of this size is using 1 token. You can actually change the size of your grid. Let me do this here. Now, if you go back here, it's going to use this section, and you can add that much amount of information to your image. However, this is going to use 3 tokens instead of 1. Let me zoom in a little bit more. As you see, this is using a lot more space, but it's using 3 tokens instead of 1 because I'm expanding it a lot more at a time. And as you already saw, if I leave this tiny space here, this image will not expand in the right way. So what I'm going to do is click here and have a decent amount of overlap right there. And for the prompt, since she likes purple flowers, let me add some flowers. Right, so I have purple flowers selected for a canvas of the size 1344 by 960, and I want to expand this image in this direction. I'm going to click generate. Wow, that is beautiful. I think there's enough flowers for her to choose for her entire lab. Let me see the other option I have here. As you see, the first one is usually the best one. That's why I keep using 2 at a time. Like, I can use 4 if I want, but usually the first one is the best match for the picture. So I'm going to click accept. Cool. So this picture is getting absolutely beautiful, and I know I'm doing the tutorial, but I'm getting blown away as I'm doing it right now. In the middle, I actually did a Command Z, so it deleted the flowers, which I don't want. What I can do is just come here to the arrows on the left and click redo. So it's going to bring back the flowers. I'm going to reduce the grid a little bit and bring this right here. So I'm going to complete the picture and add a lamp. Do 1 generation. I could have used a smaller grid, but I kept a lot more overlap, so it makes the picture more relevant. Since I have a lot of overlap, it did a better job at making sure it matches the picture. So I'm going to click accept. I'm going to do 1 more generation to complete the picture off. So I'm going to click this right here. So I'm going to click window right here and click generate. And now my picture, I think, is complete. So let me expand. I have my flowers, I have my lanterns, I have my plant and my window. This picture is so much different from when I started, as you see, because this has this entire lab she's working in. I can design this lab according to my needs, according to the prompts I want. I just wanted to demonstrate the power of this editor and the unlimited possibilities you have, completely based on the kinds of prompts you use here. Alright, let's go to the next section. So till now, we have been generating images in larger chunks. What if you want to change a specific part of the image without touching the rest of the image? That is where the draw mask functionality comes in handy. Like right now, she's holding some kind of a lantern in her hand. What if I want to change that? I can come to draw mask, select the thickness of a mask, and then just create a mask right there. Now we have a section which is masked off, and if we generate any images here, it's going to only select that masked section and make new generations there without touching the rest of the image. So let me go back to my grid to make it a bit smaller. Bring it right there. She looks like she had a long day in the lab. Let me give her a drink. I'm going to move the picture slightly here, and I'm going to click generate. So I'm going to accept this one. As you see, it just replaced the lantern with a drink. I know there's some corrections that need to be done here, but I think you got the idea of how the masking works. Alright, let's go to the next section. It's called erase. So I was trying out different generations before, and I actually had this lingering drink next to the plant, which I forgot. I was thinking maybe I should just remove that and recreate the whole image again. However, I realized it can help me demonstrate how the erase function works. So if you click erase and select the thickness of the eraser and come to this section that you want to erase and just erase that section. Now you can move your grid back on top of it. Make sure that it's aligned to the rest of the picture and type the prompt as plant, because I want to make sure it erases the drink but keeps the plant. So now if I click generate, as you see, it erased that drink but kept the plant. I'm going to click accept. Now we have all the major functionalities covered. We have a female alchemist. We just started with this section, remember? Now we added some lanterns, we added some windows right there, we added a bunch of flowers, we added a plant, we added a drink instead of a lantern, we erased a tiny drink here which maybe she did not like. This brings me to the last feature, which is called upload an image. Now if you want to add specific things to the image, you can click upload an image, which allows you to upload something from your computer or previous generations or from the community. Let me go to previous generations. Maybe you want to add her, but this just adds the image directly. There is of course more work that needs to be done to integrate this image properly. For example, you need to move her maybe here and then add some grids in the middle to integrate her properly in the picture so it looks like she's in the room together, not just a random picture in the image. If you want me to create a video where I integrate 2 or 3 images together to create a scene, please add a comment. To complete this tutorial, I'm going to remove this image. I'm just going to click download artwork right there. And there you have it, the entire image ready to go. We have a female alchemist with beautiful plants and flowers next to her. There's lanterns, there's drinks, there's windows, there's sunlight. This is just a beautiful image. I pretty much created this on the fly as I was doing this video, but I hope you got some value from this video. I hope you understand how everything works in the AI canvas, and I want you to let your imagination run wild, create beautiful images, and if you have created something, please post in the comments and let me know how it went. I had a great time creating this video and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and wait for my next video which is coming up. Till the next video, thank you so much.